And welcome back to the Baltic Touring Car Championship Round 2. Afternoon races will begin in few minutes. The first of them will be BTC and V1600 cars. And we will have 5 sprint races in the afternoon, exactly in the same order like they were in the morning. BTC cars will race over 10 laps. They will be given a rolling start after this warm-up lap and the formation lap. And what we saw in the morning, it was quite an interesting race, especially about the overall victory between Arturas Kliobavicius and Gediminas Bilinskas. They were two fastest in BTC 3 as well, as you can see, multi-class race. Bilinskas managed to win the race by just 0.3 seconds. They changed positions several times, but fastest lap time, on the other hand, went to Kliobavicius. So Kliobavicius in 86 BMW starting from pole position, and that 86 is blue BMW, compact with a short body, and number 84 Gediminas Bilinskas in red and long BMW with coupe body will start from P2. Third time belonged to number 07 Justas Gudavicius in race 1, because why I'm talking about lap times, because starting grid for race 2 is determined by best lap times from race 1. But we saw Gudavicius parking his car inside hospital turn just a few laps after the start. So it remains to be seen if he is on the grid or not. But from P4, the fastest man from BTC2, Antti Jartsev, is going to start his number 3 Honda Civic. And talking about those cars, BTC3, which is the fastest and most powerful touring car class in this race, are almost exclusively about BMWs. Justas Gudavicius Mazda Miata was the only non-BMW in that class, and BTC 2 is almost exclusively Hondas, with actually from the entry list there was just one Toyota GT86, but unfortunately we haven't seen this car on the track today. And then lower classes, BTC 1 was won by number 5 Dovydas Akstinas in his Renault Twingo, a little blue car, and V1600 winner was Ernest Eglitis, number 116. So race 2 now, and over 10 laps as the first one. And the main question again is Bilinskas or Kliobavicius for the overall win. And in BTC2, Simo Lind was the winner in race 1. Antti Jartsev was almost 7 seconds behind. And Lind, if he only wanted, he could have mixed in with big boys as well, but usually he don't want it. Just guarantees his win in his own class. Now everything is ready. Cars are going through museum turn. And Gudavicius' white Mazda seems to be there. Yes, he is. Just behind Kliobavicius. now everything is ready for the start. Bilinskas is a little bit further down compared to Kliobavicius. And it all go, and it was Gudavicius who had very good start. So it seems Bilinskas is now he's back in second already. While Kliobavicius is holding the lead, but Gudavicius and Bilinskas are fighting for second. Who is going to be in front? It looks like Bilinskas in, and that is BaTCC 1 winner Akstinas, who went off from turn 2. And the same story like in race 1. Kliobavicius in front, Bilinskas just behind them. Him then Gudavicius and Simo Lind trying to keep the pace of big boys. And once again, Bilinskas jumps his rival into hospital. And that smoke is coming from Bilinskas' red BMW, and it's not that something is wrong with that car. Quite the opposite, everything is right with that car because it's a diesel engine BMW, and the smoke which comes out from the exhaust is very much a black one, not a blue one. But now Bilinskas is leading. Kliobavicius is under threat from Gudavicius, and Lind just there, and already put away from all the others. Tadas Petukauskas currently in fifth. So our field, and here V1600 drivers are fighting between themselves. Number 116 is Ernest Eglitis, who was the winner in race 1. Oh, very different cars from different classes. Akstinas in his BaTCC 1 car in front of this train. Then a lot of V1600 cars following in close succession. That is number 227, Kasparas Rutsmiesis, who tried to overtake into hospital, but he was too far behind. Meanwhile, leaders have already completed 2 laps. Order is still the same: Bilinskas, Kliobavicius, Gudavicius, Lind. Eglitis, Meilands, Rutkesis is the order here. Actually, Rutkesis has lost 1 place. Eglitis, Meilands and Carlssons are currently top 3 in V1600, but there is a huge fight going on. Actually, that car which carries big number 88 on its side should be car number 18. There is some confusion about it if you look at the timing screen. But currently V1600 top 3 is Eglitis, Meilands and Carlssons. They are now in the picture as well. But Carlsson's position is really under threat from Rutkesis. Meanwhile, here are the leaders. Now BaTCC 3 cars made some progress, and Simo Lind in BaTCC 2 leading car has fallen behind, but this is Antti Jartsev attacking Tadas Petukauskas for second place in BaTCC 2. Nice red Honda Integra Type R. Another Honda in front, and with on the Hondas behind him. As I told, BaTCC 2 is all about Hondas, even not Honda Open, but more like a Honda Cup. But that's production car racing, and if Honda has managed to make cars which are best suited to racing, then it's so. Petukauskas in the newer low Honda Civic is defending against Jartsev. Meanwhile, in V1600 the field is now more spread out. No more direct fight between Yesis and Carlsons. Carlsons has fallen back, maybe 3-4 car lengths compared to Rudmiasis. Of course, the race is not over. It's just 4 laps completed by the leaders. Three leaders together, still together. Bilinskas, Kliobavicius and Gudavicius, 3 Lithuanians, 2 BMWs and 1 Mazda. Simo Lind in 4th overall is actually in no man's land. 4 seconds behind this leading group, but on the other hand, 7 seconds in front of 5th place Tadas Petukauskas. Different lines through final turn. And I would say that Gudavicius Mazda seems to have a little bit more speed, but those two in front. Now Kliobavicius is going on to attack in turn 2. It was unsuccessful, and he at least managed to save his P2 because Gudavicius was very close already, but the lead has changed, and it is problem for Bilinskas. It is exactly what we have seen 1 month ago during the first round at Pärnu. He was very fast, but that car, diesel BMW, is really fragile. And here's the outcome. Bilinskas maybe, although I'm not going to think he can complete this race, he can finish this race at this speed. To be classified, you have to complete at least 75% of the distance, and in our case it means 8 laps. But let's see if he will be on the main straight. We will see if he is going to continue the race or will turn into the pits. Now Raivis Meilants is taking some very adventurous line through turn 1, and it means that Kaspars Rudmiasis is now in front of him. Among V1600s. Which means that Ernest Eglit is in front of them, has even easier life. Aha, this is where the real problem lies. Meilants went wide through the final turn, then perhaps tried to compensate for it into turn 2. All in all, lost the position to Rudmiesis. But here are the leaders now. Kliobavicius and Gudavicius, they are already catching slower V1600 cars. Between them, everything is still very much open. Rudmies is now second in V1600s, but comparing the lap times, is he going to catch his leader? Probably not. Kliobavicius has set the overall fastest lap time. But they have a really tough life overtaking those slower cars. And Kliobavicius almost lost out to Gudavicius through turns 2, 3 and 4. But it's still not over. 4 V1600 cars are still in front of them. Now Kliobavicius did a really wise move and jumped another car before hospital turn. Blue flags are shown to back markers. And yes, Kliobavicius maybe has increased his lead a little bit, but it's still not over yet because V1600 leader Ernesto Eglitis is still in front of them. They must overtake Eglitis. Still on the lead lap, but deep in the field. Number 24 is Tadas Petukauskas and number 10 Andrius Geblis. Both BaTCC cars, Honda Civics as you can guess, and Petukauskas. Meanwhile, has put some free tarmac between himself and Antti Jartsev. They are fighting for second and third in BaTCC2. And Petukauskas is probably going to take second in his class. Jartsev kept very closely. And here Simo Lind is overtaking slower cars as well. Jartsev was able to keep Petukauskas in his front for quite a long time, but now there is more than 1 second already between them. And was it number 10 Geblis or 24 Unitis, but one of them has retired. And Bilinskas is still on the track, so he's going for the points, just trying to cover those vital 75% of track. Meanwhile, the leaders are already on the final lap, so he was now one time only left and should have no problems with that 75 problems. And Kliobavicius is now clearly put the pedal to the floor, and Gudavicius was left behind. Can they are able to complete this lap? Gudavicius is going to take victory from this race. Just half a lap to go until the checkered flag. Also cars from different classes. No direct fight here. And Jartsev has closed into Petukauskas while driving slalom between those slower cars, but he's still too far behind. Just few turns to go, and it would be impossible for him to catch the leader. Meanwhile, the winner is over the line, and his name is Arturas Kliobavicius. Justas Gudavicius takes second, and Simo Lind will be third over the line. Kliobavicius is also the winner in BaTCC 3. Lind takes the victory in BaTCC 2. And who is going to be BaTCC 1 winner? Perhaps Dovydas Akstinas. He's still somewhere out on the track. So this was the first race of our afternoon session. BaTCC and B1600 cars, 4 classes together. Maybe not that exciting, but that fight about the victory between 3 cars until Bilinskas diesel BMW got a problem was maybe not spectacular, but still there was some excitement. And Simo Lind once again did what he's used to do during few years already, mixing at the top with big boys after the start, and here top 8. So yes, Akstinas was the winner in BaTCC 1, and Ernest Seglitis took another victory in V1600. And Bilinskas, the erstwhile leader, completed 9 laps and was classified as 15th, so he gets some points in his class, which of course was his goal after that problem developed. But now, hopefully, Arturas will have some interviews with the front runners from BaTCC classes.
again. We're in the Park Ferme after BTC 1-2-3 race 2, and we have the race winner here, Kliobavicius. How are you feeling? And nice run, yeah?
Yes, great. It's actually first time I will be on the podium, and the win also quite nice. But had quite some pressure from my opponent because he was pushing all the time from behind. So yeah.
And yeah, the start, somehow Bilinskas managed to get you. Is he faster on the straights, or what was the thing there?
Our cars are quite similar in pace, but slightly different in engine, so maybe he has more advantages pulling out of the corners. So maybe it was his advantage, but we can still keep on the same pace when on corners. But yeah, so I was then also quite catching him, let's say, because he was getting slightly slower and slower, but eventually broke down as far as I understand.
Yeah, and how was it with Justas breathing down your neck for a lot of laps?
Yeah, it was quite difficult. And actually on the very end I had some issues with fuel levels, so barely managed, but okay, I did so. But quite intense, I would say, yeah.
So enjoy your podium.
Yeah, thanks.
So that was the winner, Arturas Kliobavicius. We can speak, of course, with Justas Gudavicius as well. You have a big smile on your face. How was the race?
It was awesome. You know, when you have the fight all the time, like for all 10 laps, you have this close fight in the first between the three of us, Arturas, Gediminas, myself, and Simo Lind is incredible fast as well. So he was breathing down our necks as well. So it's 4 drivers really fast and at the front and together for the majority of the distance. It's awesome. And the best thing is not to win the race, but it's actually to have this fight, you know. And the heat of pursuit, you know, this is something awesome. You cannot experience that anywhere else. I recommend racing.
Yeah, nice emotions. What was in the first race, the issue on your car?
Incredibly, my half shaft broke. So this car is not that powerful. It doesn't have so much torque, so it shouldn't be breaking half shafts. Somehow it did. So I lost the power to the wheels. I had the engine, I had the gears, but I could not put the power down to the ground. So that's a pity, because I could have probably placed second or third in the first race, maybe even first. You know, things happen. Anyways, it was a good fight as well. So I knew that there will be a good fight in the race too. So we managed to source the half shafts here locally in Riga. We have friends here, so that's what friends are for, to help each other, you know, when you travel to another city, another country, and they help you to continue the race basically. So this is awesome.
Great to hear. So congrats on the second race, and see you at the next races.
At the next stage for sure. See you there. See you there.
So Justas Gudavicius happy about the fight, and it was an amazing fight. We saw it all race long. I think we're getting ready for the next race as well. Maybe we can check with Simo. Yeah, just okay. No, he's talking there, but he's the race winner in BTC 2 class. So congrats to him. And yeah, that's, I think it's all from the Park Ferme, and we are getting for the next race, which will be ABC race 2. So back to commentators and see you on the grid.